Hello, everyone.
Ooh.
Welcome back to another episode of Ash and Blood, provided to you by the lovely people at the Hexagon TTRPG, of which there are 5 of us here. Welcome back, Pequeno, Peter.
Thank you.
You're
It's good to be
missed.
back.
Simon Basilar with a steady internet connection tonight.
Ooh.
Don't jinx that shit.
Knock on
Knock
wood.
I just
on
did.
Ashlandian wood. Brent, the nameless one, looking fresh, but feeling also fresh. Right? Wonderful.
Fresh enough.
Ripe.
And
Fresh
lastly,
and ripe.
Shadim, aka Olam, aka
Kra.
Kra.
What's up, Cross?
In Ash and Blood, we try to tell a story, not of characters that go through from level 1 to level 20 and end their story or end their lives at the end of the campaign. No, we start back at that end and we revisit those characters in a new journey and discovering everything that came before whilst looking ahead at everything that is to come. Speaking of come over here and join me as we begin episode 5.
Starting strong.
Change
I
my
missed last week.
pantaloons.
What the heck?
It's feeling
Yes.
spicy.
Pequeno, last week you spent a lot of time
Hex got
recovering, we'll say.
Recovering.
Both in game and out.
In game and out. Both
Rejuved.
of your
Lost my
bodies had been
edge.
affected by some outside source, and you needed some time to recoup and get back to your normal self. While you were sleeping for pretty much a whole day, or not a whole day, I'll say half a day, we
Well, I mean,
met back
we went
up
there in the evening,
because
right?
we did do a little time skip backwards, so you weren't asleep for a full day. We met back up with the nameless one, who took a little journey of his own of self-reflection and looking inwards and how he can affect the outwards, trying to draw up shadow around himself to hide from onlookers, but instead covered himself in flames. But no skin off of his back. Oh, a little bit of skin because he did get a little burned in the process. He decided to return to the compound and take notice of the wooden wall. He wanted to see if there were any kind of partitions or anything because he had seen people go in and out of it earlier, to which he had seen that there were none, and to check up on his pals to see, kind of take stock of where everyone is. At the same time, he was greeted by the loveliest, furriest NPC, Panya, and she allowed him entry into Bran's tent, where he took not just one single puff, but the whole damn joint in a long, hot breath. Made some self-discoveries, but perhaps I won't give up anything. But he was able to meet back up with Olam and Basilar. The night went on. There were some conversations about what to do next, but the main thing was that Olam has his weapon thanks to the flames and the magic of, well, all 3 of them. A lovely
Yes, right.
club with some protruding sharp rocks. Not everything went according to plan, but at the end, there was a weapon forged, but not just one, my friend. There were 2. A weapon of pure flame was pulled from the hot fire
Oh, yeah.
from the nameless one, revealing a new ability.
And then I blew everybody up.
The
And then
grenade!
the weapon was not a sword, not an arrow, it was a grenade.
Pull the pin.
Basilar discovered that the ashen earth near the waters had some healing properties on his skin, But unfortunately, the same could not be said about Olim's skin, as he was revealed to him a racial benefit of ashen healing, which once a day he can use the soil from the Ashlands to heal a certain amount of damage.
All I can do is mimic people. Correct?
The group decided, let's get the hell out of Dodge and meet back up with Bikini to do just that. So perhaps we will just zoom back in. You are all together in the camp around where your belongings, your clothes, and the flame pit and the sleeping bags that you were given are. You're all together. Bikini, you feel okay. I think it was more of like an emotional, like, you know, how stress can affect the body. It was kind of like that. Once the herbs had worn off, there was still that heaviness from the memories and all that. So
Needed some alone time.
yeah, but you're back at it, and I will throw it to you, Bikini.
I think maybe like I'm just arriving back to the others now, kind of like a little timid, kind of slowly stepping in, like, hello, everyone.
To be fair, I think we were coming back to you
No,
Yeah,
because you were like
still
passed out in
high.
our like
Yeah.
where we had like made camp in the village, and Olim we had found like out by the shore. So then when we finished the weapon, we kind of came back at like the break of dawn to find you with like the weapon in tow.
Okay. All right. So then I see you guys approaching.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh. Hello, everyone. Bikini was planning to meet back up with the rest of you, but it seems you are done with your business.
Great minds think alike.
Mhm.
Look
Correct.
what Olin has done.
Look,
What is this?
look what Olim has done. And I like show my way. Well, actually, I think you were helping me like carry it because it was so heavy. I was
Absolutely.
like, my finest creation.
Is this Olim? Is this the thing?
This is the thing, friend Pequeno.
Oh, but I did not think that all of you would make it so quickly.
I call it a pinobo.
Pinobo. Ah, well, Bikini would have liked to have helped make it as well.
Well, you helped the base, my friend, and I needed some help from other friends.
And how did it go? Do I notice, like, I don't know, that there was a grenade explosion? So, like, does
Yeah,
everyone
like,
look
singed a
disheveled
little
and,
bit.
like...
Just
It's like
Olim, actually.
explosion face.
I think Olim and, well, I guess Basilar, maybe like some of your clothes.
Oh yeah,
Have a little
there's like
scorch
marks on my clothes.
Yeah.
But like otherwise, I'm okay because I don't know how much healing it does, but I'm back up to full. So like I don't know if that means that I'm like there's no marks at all, or
Just like on your skin, yeah, it's you're fine. It was very quickly after, so it brushed off pretty easily.
it's just my clothes are singed.
I'm a little burnt. I'm
Burnt
okay.
away a little.
Must have been quite the endeavor. You look absolutely disheveled.
Friend Nameless packs a punch.
Yeah, yours wasn't the only weapon we found or we discovered last night.
I would summon it again, but I fear that there are too many people in this area. So we have a
Let me
handle
see
on
it
our
up
powers.
close.
Maybe we'll be able to protect ourselves out there a little faster.
This is true.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bikini had a moment to himself, but he feels much better now. What do we have any plans for today?
Take this
Well-
puppy out for a spin, Rick.
What
Feel
we
the
had
weight.
Plan for
spoken
today
of-
was to travel. I thought
Yeah.
we were going to leave.
So I don't know about you guys, but personally, and I think the nameless one too. We wanted to try and see if we can get to Bothos and potentially pass the barrier. Because I don't think. Well, I want to find out a bit more about what's happening, and well, like everything that I don't remember. And I don't think I'm going to be able to do it here. So we kind of, well, me and the nameless one spoke, and then we wanted to see if you and Olam wanted to join.
I discussed with
Yes.
Olam briefly. I have my own desires to reach the center. Olam wishes to create and said he would join us on the way.
I'd like to help.
Is there a desire that you have that you
Of
need to
course.
accomplish?
Bikinu has many questions left to ask.
And
He
I'm
believes that we must travel to find these.
I'm still kind of curious, Rick, about the black locusts. They're supposed to look like us, right? And I'm like, a finger way too close to my face, and then the Bikinu's face. Yeah, like us.
Well,
We might
I
meet them on
don't
our
suppose we'll be able
travels.
to dodge them forever, but if we could at least perhaps encounter them nearer to Bothos, they would be perhaps better defended than this village.
This is true.
And also, we wouldn't bring any danger to the village either. I mean, I don't really know how dangerous they are, but from what they said, they kind of use blood to power their magics, and that sounds kind of dangerous. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm one to talk. I kind of blew myself up. Well, no, like my instrument up a little bit last time.
What?
Something deep inside my feelings tells me that everybody has a side of a story.
Oh, that's probably true. Yeah, but probably not best to find out here.
No.
Or dwell. We have things to do.
The side
Just
that
go.
matters right now is our side. And I, for one, would like my blood on the inside.
Friend Nameless speaks true. I tap him on the shoulder.
Then what do we do to start preparing for this voyage? I think we should contact the gold-clad women. They would probably be able to help us set up with some, at least basic supplies, perhaps. They've given us clothing. They have let us stay here.
I also feel like we should fight one more time.
Wait, why?
See how much better we are. We've learned about ourselves. We've gained new tools. Maybe we need a little tune-up before we go.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Well,
I'm good. I would wait for you if you wish to spar. But my clothing has sustained enough damage as it is.
Bikinu would
speak up,
like
wait.
to embark, he thinks.
Then embark we will. And I'll take out my map. I already got this.
What does the
in
map
handy?
show?
What does the map show, Senor DM?
So what we see.
What shall I place into your hands? A general map of the area. Let's see which page. Let's go to this one. Just for the viewers, I will explain for those of you who are not watching or who are listening in the future. Welcome. So it shows it's like a bagel with a really big
It's like a scone.
hole in the middle.
No, not this.
So the middle of the bagel is just like etched in ink, kind of darkened out to signify not importance to this area. But the outer circle is all labeled Olyandae. You see where the Kafua Lake that you guys are near kind of goes close to the edge and then follows all the way along into that inner barrier that you had seen, the kind of opaque one. There are little like drawings of camps that are not necessarily named, but they are expressly written. Maybe little small settlements or families who might just live in between cities. You might gather, but the three major plotted points would be Kisasi, which you are there. There's no "you are here" thing that will follow you around, but you know that you are there.
We can add that ourselves, actually.
Yeah.
Yes. Then there is Bothos, as you know.
Bite my finger. A little blood. Where?
It looks to
Why has he used
be.
blood?
Oh, we're talking about it. All right.
Not hurt yourself, Olem.
I'm already burned. That's a little blood. Who knows? That might be our people, friend Pequeno.
Hmm.
They seem to look like them, and we're different. Maybe they look like us.
We don't. I don't think we do. We look like the people that have welcomed us.
So it's
Well,
going to
'cause-
be a different answer for each of you. Pretty
I was
much.
gonna say like I know that the nameless one has like some similarities with certain of the individuals in the camp,
hmm
but I don't think I have any similarities because like you were talking about like people with like blue skin at one point.
Yes. I mean, you're definitely more similar than Olem
yeah,
and Pequeno.
The fact that I'm not
The smooth skin.
a small mouse or
Yeah.
or a bird.
There are some features that you do see in them that aren't just the hues of the skin. There's a little bit of like brightness in the eyes of some people. Sometimes it's it's almost as if Photoshop to have kind of like eyes that pop, not necessarily like the color that pops, but just something about the eyes that is piercing, even in dark brown or something like that. But some people had gold eyes, like you had seen the woman clad in gold. And you haven't taken a necessarily great look at yourself in terms of like your face yet.
I've looked into the water. That's about it.
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
like to get like the specific details of
Oh
like,
yeah, no, I haven't.
you have not yet, but from what you can see, you don't look as similar as the nameless one does.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You smooth skin people. They're supposed to be beastie,
I suppose.
or at least
Uh,
more like us.
I think we should definitely
Well-
probably talk to Amana before heading out.
Double check where we're going on the map, plot our course. We're good to go.
Agreed.
What do we bring? Like, what would we need?
This is what I would like to ask them.
Can I like
Have you guys gone on trips
search
before?
my memories or like feelings for something on how to prepare for journeys? Feel like
On that, I would love to try and think about like we've seen some of the plants that are edible in this area. Like, do we have any knowledge of like what is edible? Like, are there animals that we can encounter on a journey that we'd be able to gather rations from? Is there water in other spots? Like,
You want to gather this from the map, or would you like to think of what you've seen so far, or perhaps just ask somebody?
I
I
guess
think using
questions
the
to
map as a
prepare.
memory aid, I want to think of like, do I have knowledge of like what's in this region? Like, do I know about survival here?
Okay.
And I guess
Um,
questions to prepare for Amana as well.
Yeah.
No. So maybe you and I, Olem, were like looking at the map, like, there's no water. There's just this river here.
And no trees, just plains.
Oh, that they've marked some trees on like, are those small little kind of like forested patches or just enormous tumbleweeds?
Migration trails of certain animals. So much to ask. I don't even know where these questions are coming from.
Well, we may need more weapons as well.
You just stop. Oh, migration. Interesting word.
Go ahead. I'm gonna ask Olem to spout lore from your initial question about what you could possibly remember about preparing for a journey.
That's plus wisdom. No, intelligence. I haven't used my intelligence yet, I don't think. Or have I? I don't remember.
I think everyone spouted lore in Brand's tent.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Ooh, it doesn't even matter. I rolled an 11 with my intelligence. It's a 12.
Smarty pants.
Bumbleclad, why?
Buklat by. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Bumblecrat.
Everything gonna be iron.
Hate it. Oh god.
You gotta
Yeah.
do it, man. You gotta do it.
Interesting and useful. Well, sir, is there anything that any specific things that you would like to bring up from your memories before I tell you other things?
I guess like I'd be looking for like I guess feelings of how I would plot my course or like choose the safest way
Mhm.
to get to the safest and fastest way. I think that's the feeling I'd be searching for. It'd still be kind of vague, but I'm not like because I don't really know what I'm looking for as
Yeah.
old, you know.
I think you remember a similar feeling and a similar situation of having a map that is not necessarily well plotted, and you even had that instinct to mark it, right? And so you think that's part of your journey now is to mark out a path as you take it. Perhaps when you see things, make a note of don't travel here if you come across dangerous territory. So unfortunately, the map itself doesn't give much, but you do remember that, this is something for you to be on the lookout for.
Yeah.
And I believe you'll have +1 for things that are involving what I'm saying. So
Okay,
this
sweet.
will
Any
help you.
obstacles
Yeah.
encounter on the journey? Oh, beautiful.
You also, you remember that somebody should be in charge of this. You don't remember it being a group effort necessarily when you would perhaps go on similar voyages. Like things would be prepared ahead of time by a separate party. The vague
awesome.
memory is.
Because I think like Olam's eyes will get that like orange kind of sickly glow again for like a little bit as he's like pondering and like looking over the map. And he'll be like, all right, team. We need to find safe points along the way, plot our course, and make sure things are updated. We also need roles. A lookout, someone to scout, someone to keep us protected and focused. Different roles to fill in gaps on the journey, so we're not exhausting ourselves fully.
Bikini will keep you all safe.
And I could scout.
I can carry supplies. I have the muscles, it seems.
I guess I'll be lookout.
Beautiful.
And one last thing. Sorry, I didn't update the Incarnate map with the Roll20 stuff. There's a way to get there that's potentially faster and safer, and that's by sticking near the inner bagel than the outer, because you know that the danger, and I think there's even exclamation points around the outside of the bagel of don't go here. So the main danger lies on that side. So you feel that if you were to maybe just hug the wall or go more towards that direction as you pass it, you'll be avoiding a lot of danger, but you'll also be avoiding a lot of potential new information that you could gain.
Question for the DM. Are we supposed to see Bothos and Kisasi on the map right now?
Now, that's what I just realized. That this is I used Incarnate to do this, and then I did another Incarnate to do the other one, but I didn't update the first one with the new information.
Ain't that just the way?
I could probably actually just draw it.
Do a little X, little quick little.
Yeah. We will say, it's flipped upside down. So I believe if you're there.
Ooh my.
So we'll say no.
And there is an actual thing we have to do before setting out on journeys too, eh? Like that. I think I remember that
Hold on.
being a thing.
What?
Like,
Eh?
there's like a mechanic when we're setting out on journeys. Like the roles are actually a thing that you get
Oh,
things
This
assigned to
Dungeon
you.
World specifically, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Sorry, why can't I click on the drawing I just made? to
undertake a
erase it?
perilous journey.
There we go.
There we go. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so we're
So you're here,
Oh, we have John.
and X marks the spot
Yeah.
of where you're going.
It's sick. If I level up, I could take 2 rolls when we go on journeys.
Very cool.
Right, so you could like potentially take like a longer route, gain more information on the questions that you have in your head of animals and plants and trees. Like there's obviously a lot more of those, as well as the tribe called Black Locust.
Thank you, Shine.
So there's like 3 different types of information that you could potentially get by traveling closer to the outskirts. However, there's danger as well. This kind of route, God, freaking trackpad, is shorter, but there's less information to be gained. There's less points of interest along the way.
And I think Olam will be drawing this with his little prick.
Let's go see Amana and see if we can get like supplies as well as something to write on the map.
And more information, if she could tell us.
yeah, you're just like drawing it with dirt. I'm like, don't draw so much on the map.
No, with blood.
Oh.
I pricked my finger.
no. Stop you for doing that.
Smearing it all over it.
Well, it's artistic.
Nameless one though. So like I said, like more information can be had by going on the outskirts. You know that because you heard sounds. The only animal sounds or weird sounds that weren't related to humans came from behind the tree line. You had seen some flying objects. I forget who had objects, creatures. Some rustling, some like a tree falling and stuff like that.
UFOs?
Potentially. But they never crossed the kind of undefined border of the tree line. Water, you mainly only seen people taking it from the lake. So that's something you'd have to maybe ask or know from yourself. But there's a plentiful lake to take water with you if you so choose to do that. And it seems to just be like, clean drinking water for everybody.
All right, let's go talk to Amana.
Yes. Water skins, rations, maybe a couple weapons.
So you walk through the camp, keeping an eye for Amana. You see the family is playing. There is like, this is a third day or second day of confirmation of like the vibe here is just people are kind of chilling. Like the work that happens is done by few and it is not laborious. And then obviously there are the higher ups that do their own duties, but everybody else is just kind of living life and chillaxing.
They get the odd visit from the Schnauzgob.
Yeah. Maybe like you see like some people like lighting up similar similar. Is there a better word than joint? What's the word for like rolled herbs?
Spliff.
Other people have
that yoinky
similar
sploinky.
spliffs. Perhaps
Blundies.
Brand was doing some dealings as he was here as well. Someone's just there. I remember.
Business.
You gotta pass, man.
So you walk through the camp. You get to the exterior. Let me change the map just for visuals. And you see Amana. You see Panya. And you also see Inira. And they're all in maybe like a hushed conversation. Not whispering, but just keeping to themselves. And you see them sitting near we'll call it the beach, the lake's edge. But their backs are to you for the moment.
Yeah, I'd be like, friend Pequeno. Oh, here's your chance to talk to her again. Is that one of the mouse ones? That was she's there too, eh? The mousy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we will revisit. That was a good point to make last time, Brent, but I forgot to do it. So you see Amana, who is the very strong-looking, covered in metallic gold. What did you call her? Leader?
Misimportance.
Misimportance. You see Panya, who is a little mousy, beige, more creature-like humanoid. And then you also see Inira. Inira is she has tan skin, a short afro, and gold bands on her arms, right below the sleeves of a maybe silk looking robe. Inira, you were the one, Brent, who had spoken to her the most. She was gathering ash from the lake's edge. She's the one with the niece, who is similar to you.
All right.
Yeah, friend Pequeno, it's your chance. I'll tap on the butt. Now go talk to her again.
What?
Go, come on.
Look at Basilar. Did he have a thing for her?
They look great together. Correct.
What does that mean?
Hello.
You're approaching and saying hello, or are you practicing to say hello?
No, he's approaching.
Practice.
Yeah, like that.
She's not responding.
Oh, hi, Pequeno. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
The other
We have
two continue their
Questions for you.
Yes, it's
He's killing it.
yeah, sure. What?
You're not
killed-
dying, are you?
You killed?
What?
Are you still alive?
Wait, me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Then what are you saying, Olem?
Craig, what are you saying, Oldham? Nothing. Never mind. Friend Nameless, you had questions?
It was just like touching his head, like, what is happening right now? We're here to inquire about supplies, the terrain, journeying. We wish to leave for both those today.
And I'll take out the map and like spray it on the ground.
You can see the smudges here denote two of the possible journeys that we
Yes.
can take.
Also, if we could have some sort of writing implement, that would be great.
That's not blood, is it?
Perhaps some bandages.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just a little crack, but
Well, as long as you're not losing too much. You see Amana, like, she had heard that when you plan on leaving, you had said, then she cuts her conversation short and moves to stand up and turn around. You've all decided to leave already. I feel like I barely know any of you.
we don't know
Neither
ourselves.
do we.
Yeah.
This is true. No point sitting around, sitting by a fire and causing explosions. I suppose there's better things ahead.
We can't owe no debts. All right. We can't owe anybody.
Debt?
Mm.
Well, I don't understand.
The longer we stay here, the more indebted we are to you. We have our own thing.
My friend, if you wish to leave because you think you are in debt, we are being, well, we are not being very much paid, but this is our job to be here for you. You're not in a debt. We are happy to help. Don't mean you have to stay, but don't leave for that reason. Come.
No, there's more. There's more, but it's irrelevant. We need your help. We need
Each
a
of us
mark.
has our own reasons.
Then I will help.
We need rations, water skins, and to know danger on this map. Things to avoid.
The map currently covered in your blood. Okay. I
It's
will
not
help you
covered, right?
with this. Panya, why don't you go with the other one, Pequeño, and get the rations. Give them some weapons, some extra clothing. All the okay. Yeah, sure.
Perfect.
Do you mind?
Please show Pequeño the way.
Okay, and don't kill me.
No, I
She
won't.
looks at Olam. I don't understand. Okay, let's go. And she brings you back towards the camp. A little pep in her step, a little jovial. Okay, Inira, you might you make the trip a little more often than I do. Perhaps you can help as well. You're all gonna maybe whoever wants to kind of huddle around the map. They're speaking to each other before they go to market, and then they realize they don't have anything to market with. So Inira will run back to get some writing tools. I didn't think I'd be writing anything around here. Well, I can just tell you, she reiterates the outer circle is a danger zone. The inner circle is guarded by this strange opaque wall, and so you can get as close to it as you can, but you cannot pass through it. She also explains about what you and perhaps you. It's still unclear, but definitely, Mr. Nameless One, as we are calling you, there will come a time, I believe, you will be able to create water whenever you wish. We are blessed as such. We do not require a body of water.
We can create water?
But perhaps you could learn if you are so well equipped to do so, but to others it comes naturally. And Brand, you remember seeing Brent, you remember seeing Brand kind of just like pull out this empty cup and just do a little motion and fill it with water. So you have seen this before. You are also welcome to take water skins at the moment.
Wait, is Brand still here? Maybe I can go learn.
No, he has returned last night. I think he left a little bit too much of that herb here, if you ask me, but people are free to take their leisure as they please.
That affects everyone like the same way?
Yes. If there is more to unlock, it perhaps has a greater effect. But for others, it's perhaps just a little buzz.
Actually, I do have a question that might be, if I'm overstepping, let me know. But do you also did you all start off like we did, coming from the lake?
Not remembering?
No. Yeah. People seem to not want to stay here once they come back. You're more likely to meet others like you elsewhere. This place holds strange feelings and memories for those who have gone through this whole process. So they normally wish not. There are a few of our family members who have come back, but they choose to stay at home while we come stay here for a few months. So none of us have the direct experience, but we are used to being around those like you. So we know not to rush to judgment or anything as such. But unfortunately, or fortunately, I have not yet passed.
So you remember everything, but the herb still affects you?
Well, I don't recall what I had for dinner 2 months ago.
Oh, so that's the stuff that you remember?
Little moments that you see more clearly. Perhaps your first kiss, or the first battle that you've won, or a time of great sadness, these memories that come back vividly. But they are things that you have already known.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, so that was a very different question, but
It's all right.
Mm.
So what? Yes, we are very, very lucky here. None of the trees here, none of the bushes or the brussels or whatever, none of it is poisonous to us, as long as you are on the right side of the tree line. We have worked very diligently over many years to cut out the plants and such that would seek to harm us, but we can only do that within the confines of Olyandae. Outside, I would not even approach a tree whose fruit seems to call to you to be eaten.
That's good news. And I mean, good information.
Yes. There are all sorts of things out there. We do not know them. We do not wish to go out there. It is perhaps unfortunate, but everything that we know is within the Ashlands. Everything outside, it is not for us. So we do not wish to disturb the ways that have already existed for hundreds of years outside of the Ashland.
I look to the outside and feel an intense urge to just fully leave this place. Instead, can I create water?
How do you go? You do this?
Water.
Yeah, whatever the motion, the like stirring motion. I think I just want to kind of create it. I just want to see if it'll drip off my palm or something.
You don't feel anything. Perhaps like you're starting to like cast like the little fire that you're able to protrude from your fingers. But no water.
Right.
Fire and water
My
opposite.
survival depends on someone else.
I think it might, if I'm understanding things correctly, I think it might be a bit more like this. And having spent the night by the lake,
Mhm.
Basila is going to try and kind of recall the sounds and rhythms of like the water itself, kind of lapping and waxing and waning in a sense along the shore. And he's going to try and kind of like play along to that rhythm and kind of just increase it and add to that melody and see if he can potentially use his arcane art to create some water.
So,
Ooh, baby.
there is no roll required for this for you. You see the earth that you had like stepped in, and maybe like hands had been placed to lean down as you're like looking at the map and starting to mark it. Those like start to fill with water. Kind of like hollow spaces around you fill with water.
I did it. I can do it.
Oh wow.
That is most reassuring. That's what
Yeah, I think I'm going to stick to water and not fire.
Wow.
I'll leave that to you.
Who taught you that?
The lake?
Perhaps you
Wow.
are Ashen after all.
Wait, I'm Ashen?
Perhaps. Or perhaps not.
That doesn't help me at all.
Don't worry so much. You can make water. You'll be okay.
Yeah, no, that's okay. But we just need something to hold them in now. Hold like the water.
We will zoom over to Pequenu. Having finished gathering enough packs for your party, Is there anything specific that anyone would have wanted to request outside of the usual? We'll say that like Pequeno would be the voice that would make that known.
I would have asked for just one thing.
Mhm.
I want a mask.
Okay.
Some sort of potentially tent or like mat for sleeping. Again, those writing implements would be great.
Yes.
I feel like I'd also. I mean, again, we have the nameless one for fire, but flint and steel, flint and steel.
Okay.
Water skins,
Yeah.
a compass. If they have
Oh,
that.
Okay.
A compass? A crumpus? And some javelins.
Okay.
As many as you could give me.
I come back with like 50 javelins.
I think they can spare 3 javelins. There's a sword. There's 2 shields. And there's what is it called? I forget now. It's like a long wooden rod with like a blade on the end, and like a counterweight on the other end.
A naginata?
Perhaps. So it's like a bladed staff, but it seems to be like counterbalanced, and perhaps also like a blunt end to hit things with, as well as a bladed edge. There are some cloaks for each of you. Nameless one. There is like a obsidian mask. It has no etchings on it or shapes, but they give you like this small like, I don't want to say metal, but it's like a hard, like it's like a some sort of mineral, and you're instructed by Inira, and she tells you this mask is blank. It is worn by those who wish to conceal themselves, and you can use this. And she just makes like a little, like she like tap 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 tap, and like part of it breaks off and reveals like this kind of like smooth, while the outside is more matte, like the inside looks to be like more glossy.
See? Yeah.
And you can make this into any markings that you wish. Usually we can do that with our own cultural ways, but since you have requested this, I wanted to leave it blank for you to make as you wish. Perhaps another identity, if you will, for yourself.
Thank you.
You are given one tent. It is given to the nameless one, as he seems to be the strongest. There's a bedroll at the bottom of each pack. And there is no compass. And there's no mention of that there is no compass or crumpus. You just notice that it's not in your stuff, Olam. Well, here's everything that we could gather. You can take a pick of the weapons if you want. Though I would suggest trying not to get into any fights while you're out there.
Better to be prepared.
You know, sometimes the fight finds you.
Agreed. I'd like to take a dagger.
Okay.
What would we get into a fight with? Like, what's out there?
Well, Anira moves towards you. There's There's some of the Black Locusts that truly respect our agreement and our ways, and there are some that do not. We can't have eyes everywhere, but there have been a few run-ins with those who decide to pass through the border and find ways of their own to collect blood or bodies for their rituals. So you're relatively safe, but it's not impossible that somebody won't see you from afar and decide to make a run for it towards you.
Okay. Are there
Let them try, right?
like animals?
Yes.
Are they hostile?
No, they don't seem. Perhaps this is hundreds of years of evolution. Who knows? Amana speaks to you because I just randomly switched accents. They wish to again stay on that side of the border, and again, like, they're not lying to you, but there's kind of always this air of like not saying
back.
everything, holding some stuff back.
Just because, like, let's say we run out of rations. What could we? What would there be that we could potentially easily acquire to eat to sustain us?
Well, we are not necessarily vegetarian, but we do normally eat from the earth. King Iberi has provided through the earth everything that we need to live. And so unless it is a special occasion or dire need, we try just to eat the fruits of the land. You will find many ways to sustain yourself. And if you do not, and she points directly at you, Basilar, remember the rhythm of your empty stomach and the swaying of the trees. And perhaps he will bless you if you do it correctly. But I would not worry too much. We will give you enough for a day's worth of travel. It is only a half day away. If you wish more rations, of course, you can have. But
Wait,
you should not.
both this is only half day travel from here?
Yes.
I thought it was a lot longer.
Yeah, same.
No,
Also,
no. There's just not much in between here and there.
Oh, okay. See, I was building this up in my head like we were gonna be gone for like 2 weeks or something.
No, just
Oh, okay.
around
Gotcha.
12 hours.
Oh, then let's go.
A simple journey, it seems.
We don't even need a tent. I was like tents for nighttime and sleeping over. Okay. Well, thank you.
No
That's
problem.
a lot of good information.
Of course. This gives you a lot of information for the map, Olam. There was no kind of like markers of distance and stuff, but this gives you enough to know more where things are. And
What's
how
the name
long
of the
it will
city
take you there.
again?
Both those.
Both those. Hype. I think I got everything I need to roll up, and I take the 3 javelins. I kind of like take some, rip another string off and like tie it around my back.
sorry, just to be clear. So a half day's travel in this case, you said 12 hours. So
Yeah.
on foot, that's really 2 days of traveling.
No, he meant 12 hours on foot.
On foot. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Because
no.
you won't cover 12 hours in a day of walking. You'll cover like 6 hours
Yeah,
walking
true.
one day, 6 hours the other. Because there's only so much daylight in a day as well.
I see. Okay. It's 12 hours of walking. So okay, that makes more sense.
So yes, it'll take us about 2 days unless we run very hard.
Might not be the best in unknown territory.
Well, I guess we'll deal with it when we get there, right? Getting antsy now. I don't know what's happening. Oh, Feeling adventurous? Friend Pequeno?
Oh yes.
Friend
Olin.
Nameless? Friend Basilar?
Yeah.
A half days away from more answers. Maybe more questions.
All right. Are we ready to depart?
Can you think so?
If I can leave you with an old phrase of wisdom that has been passed down for generations.
Sure thing, Miss Importance.
The only way to learn is by playing. The only way to win is by learning. The only way to begin is by beginning. Think about it.
Important
that-
words, as always.
With that, we will begin.
To find ourselves.
Yes.
Uh,
Thank you for everything.
of course.
Yeah, it's really appreciated.
I'd say we never forget you, but I think we have memory problems.
Thank you for having been here the whole time.
Of course. Where else would we be? Inira will be in Bothos herself tomorrow. By the regular means of travel that unfortunately are not afforded to you. But if you wish to meet up with her,
Wait,
you...
regular means of travel?
Yes, for us.
Is walking not regular?
No, not for us. As I said, not long distances like this.
Can you maybe explain that? Like, even if we can't do it, like what?
How else would you travel?
Yeah.
How do we call it?
Is it like when you slip through that wall?
Yeah, Panya jumps up.
Like kind of like point towards that like section of just really weird thing where this like walk through the wall.
You'll crack the walls?
Yeah, I call it a tree stride. And she like
Oh, the
runs
walk
up
up
to
the
a
tree.
tree
I
and
heard
just
of
like
that.
runs through it and runs out of another tree further about, and then runs
You're
back
off,
into
right.
it.
Ah.
So
Puff of
wait,
feathers.
why can't we do
It's
it?
incredible.
I mean, I guess you could if you could take one of these, and she pulls up her arms and shows you one of the bangles that they all have, the ones that they had like lit up as they were walking. But yeah, without one of these, it's not really possible.
So we need permission.
Yeah, well, you really just need one of these, but in truth, they do require even people with these to first get permission.
Well, I mean, I figured that getting one of those would need permission, and so then once we had that, we would have permission.
Yeah, but I wouldn't hold my breath. It's
Oh.
the people here don't even have them, just us. It's quite dangerous to. I mean, it's just yeah.
So if we entered the Order of Kafif, then we might be able to get them.
You see, Nameless One, like multiple of them, kind of like look at you, kind of like instinctively when he says that. Not like a "Ooh," but just like, you know, kind of just
The
like
most
glance
obvious.
back. But you're of the mind to be aware of these things, and so you clock it.
Mhm.
Yeah, if you were one day able to enter the inner circle, then definitely that would be quite the journey, but it's not impossible.
Okay.
Hmm.
Good to know.
Well, you guys have been lovely. Good luck out there, and you're always welcome to turn back and come back if you've forgotten something or if you encounter something that's too big to handle.
Of course.
Well, we got Kinyu, so and then a Nameless One and also Olim. I think we're good. I think they have to watch out for us.
Thanks for everything, Brax.
They make sure to fill your water skins before you depart.
Well, that's
And
the
unless
thing.
there's a
The water that's like that I created, is that also clean? I just wanted to check that first. So I was like, wait a minute.
It's like dirty water.
I don't know, maybe
yeah, like the
Magic
water
man
itself is
mud.
clean, but the
because
surround,
it was
like,
made like it was
yeah,
put
very
into the
quickly
dirt.
it starts to
Yeah, okay.
absorb the sediment and stuff.
But we have water containers. So.
Yeah. And so unless there's a pit stop that anyone would like to make, you can begin your first day of traveling.
Yeah,
We don't have any money, right?
No.
Bachelor will say bye to Cheapo. However,
I would like to stop by if I see someone smoking a spliff.
Just take it. Give me this.
I don't want to take. I want to ask
I
them
want
and
that.
see if they have a little bit to spare.
Sure. You say your goodbyes to Cheapo. He kind of gives you like the same advice that everybody else had, of like stick to the inner wall and go straight to the city. Maybe do you share with him like the fact that you've been able to conjure water?
yeah, no, I'm like, I'm learning so much right now. Like it's been so quickly. Like I can do things with the music.
Yes, you're getting it. That's it. Just think of the sounds inside of you and outside of you, and what you desire and what the world can give you, and play that in your music.
I'm gonna try. Thanks. I appreciate everything, really.
The 5 like grandchildren come running out. Bye, 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 Uncle.
Like
Bye,
little pats on the
Bachelor."
head and everything.
Maybe
All with maracas.
I mean, the guy, like the guy who was smoking, is kind of just like lying with his head against a log with like a little smirk on his face, just peaceful by himself. You can bother him, or you can go and find somebody actively smoking. Or perhaps you
Peaceful,
could
stoned dude? Yeah, I'll bother that guy.
you see his like he has a little like pot, not like pot, but like a pot at the top beside him with like an easily removable top, and he seems to not even hear you approach.
I'll crouch down. Hello, friend.
Hey. Oh.
Sorry to disturb you in your bliss, but I'm looking for a little bit of the herb that had.
The what? The
The
herb
leaf?
man?
The herb man.
He'll probably be back. I don't know when.
Do you have a little bit to share?
Oh. What do you have to give me?
I don't have much. I could give you a favor if ever I were to see you again.
I don't think I will. I can give you a little bit. I didn't have to give up much. He starts to like roll you a spliff. If that's not what you want, you can tell him, but just kind of go through the motions.
Beggars can't be choosers, so I let him do what he would.
This dude's so chill.
He just wanted a little bit of leftover stew. So it didn't cost me much to get this. Here you go.
Thank you. And I'll put it in a pocket somewhere. And I give him a little bow. Very well.
Don't forget to look at the trees.
Get up and leave.
and with a spliff in hand or in pocket, you all journey off towards Bothos. So who was taking lookout? Actually, can we get the role? You all actually had these cool titles that you gave each other. So
Yeah. I
let
think
me
it was
just
like,
record those down.
or I think it was like in it. I think it was Trailblazer, Scout, and Quartermaster.
Well, yeah, that's in the book.
Quartermaster.
Quartermaster.
Yeah.
I think for
Um,
purposes, I would be Trailblazer, but I think I said Scout.
That is the Trailblazer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, it's
Is
not.
there
No,
there's an
Scout
actual
is
scout one.
Scout. There is an actual Scout, but I think I meant
Scout is
Trailblazer.
lookout.
Trailblazer Scout.
Trailblazer is the one
Quartermaster.
that's scouting.
Yeah. I like map the course. You are the lookout, and then Quartermaster holds the stuff. Yeah. Or you could have Rash.
Hold on, where?
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
It's
right,
in
right. I forgot
the Dungeon
Undertake
World
Perilous.
thing. Undertake a perilous journey.
Yeah. Cool.
Nameless wanted to carry
Person
stuff, but we
easy.
can like split it between me and Nameless.
Sure.
You-
We don't have that much stuff though, right? It's just like
No.
a tent,
Yeah.
really.
I mean, you all were also given
Bed
like
rolls.
a pack as well, just for
Hmm.
future carrying purposes. But yeah, the only thing was the tent. That would be the
Okay.
heaviest thing to carry. And the 3 javelins that are.
Yeah, but
tied
all of
together.
Olim's carrying them.
Oh,
Yeah.
I tried to get more for you, Olim.
Yeah, 3's more than enough. I'll make more.
One to scout ahead and
Ooh,
one to be
legendary.
quartermaster. The same character you have 2 jobs.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jolie.
Thank you, Jolie.
Julie.
You've
Jolie.
quenched my thirst.
Now, it doesn't say what these words mean. So, do you guys know what a quartermaster is?
Yes.
Easily
Yeah,
like-
quartermaster.
Master of
Quartermaster takes care of
arms.
inventory of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. He takes care of all the items and
Inventory.
the stores of
Mm.
a camp or a
Castle, garrison.
company of individuals.
Company.
Each
So then-
character has a job to
Yes.
do rolls plus wisdom. On a 10+, the quartermaster reduces the number of rations required by 1. On a 10+, the trailblazer reduces the amount of time it takes to reach your destination. On a 10+, the scout will spot any trouble quick enough to let you get the drop. 7 to 9 performs expected. The normal number of rations are consumed. The journey takes about as long as expected. No one gets the drop on you, but you don't get the drop on them either.
Very cool.
So those seem to be the required ones. So we need at least a quartermaster, a trailblazer, and a
Scout.
scout.
Trailblazer.
Yeah, I guess that'd be me because I'm charting the course.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. If there is a scout, then the trailblazer is probably doing that. Somebody was the scout, right? Someone was like, I guess I'll scout ahead. I think that was
That was Olin.
cool.
Olin? Okay.
All right,
Olin is
Olam,
scouting.
Olam, free.
Vassilar is trailblazing. I'm quartermastering, and then Bikini can potentially aid somebody.
Yes, do a little help roll.
Who do you want to aid?
What's the difference between trailblazing and scouting?
So
It's
well,
the same goddamn thing.
Scouting in the Dungeon World
let's see what
setting seems to be like a lookout, looking out for danger. And trailblazing is the one that like marks the path, looks ahead,
Okay.
makes sure everything's clear, like
Right.
in advance.
Yeah.
so
And
like,
then I'll help
They're
you
doing the
speaking,
scouting.
yeah, mechanically speaking, scouting is like legit for like battles, like
Mhm.
essentially issues that will arise will have the drop on, and trailblazers the speed of the journey.
Yeah, so I'll help with the scouting.
We're to kind of
And that's more combat oriented.
Be right back.
Yeah.
so since
Holding
the
it
nameless one
down.
is
Beast
gone,
boys.
Oh, yeah.
I will
Come.
first ask the scout to roll.
Do I aid right away?
I won't bog you down on a specific choice right now, honestly. If somebody fails,
Oh, okay.
like it'll
Only if they
probably be
need-
obvious enough that they will need help.
Okay.
Ooh, and it's plus whiz. I got a +2, baby.
Pretty simple roll for aid. So
Oh, baby, thank you for getting that cursed box out of my house. That is a filthy, slutty 12. Oh, yes.
All right, hold on. Let's because you're a trailblazer, right? So I'm gonna start with the scout. But hold on to that 12. I'll probably forget. So Basala, it is plus wisdom.
All right. Let me quickly roll that. Because I'm pretty sure I have my wisdom. It is. I don't have my wisdom.
Okay.
I rolled a 7.
You rolled a 7, and so a 7 is unaffected by your wisdom. Unless you get a +3, which let me just make sure. I'm
Hey, I mean,
fairly certain.
Can you give me a +3?
No. So on a 7 to 9, nobody gets the drop on you, but you don't get the drop on anybody else. I will say that on a 7, you hear that rattling that you heard last night, still off in the distance, but as loud as it was last night.
Does it have the same like timbre and like pitch? Is there any way I can tell if it's the same source of the rattling, or is it like a different thing that's creating a similar sound?
Because it's you, because you're tuned into the sounds of nature and how this kind of like went against the natural sounds that you were taking in. It sounds exactly the same.
Okay, because like I wanted to see like if it's something like it's like following us in a sense.
Yeah, you get the sense that this thing it has stayed as distant as it had been last night when it was at its closest, and
Okay.
you have moved. So you could assume that it's following you, or it's just in the same.
Yeah, well, that's
area.
like if it was gonna be, it'd be like the same like thing. I assume it's the same thing.
Mhm.
Then I would assume it's following. So I'll mention it to everyone else. Guys, I'm hearing a rattling like off in like the forest. I heard the same thing last night by the lake, and now it's here.
What is it?
Something following us?
Something might be
You're
following us.
harmful,
Yeah.
or
I don't know what's causing it, but it's not a natural sound.
King does not
So just-
understand.
I don't know. There might be eyes on us.
And we shall get eyes on them, correct? Maybe.
Trailblazer.
Maybe, but
it's away from where we're traveling, right? It's the opposite direction. So
it's in the forest, I guess. So it's like off to the. Is it east?
Yes. Well, south, I guess.
Okay, and we're heading more north, right?
You're heading northeast.
Heading northeast, and this is to the south. So it is away from us for
I guess
now.
we'll
But
find
if
out
it kind
if
of
it's
continues,
following
then
us.
yeah.
Yeah.
Keep our ears peeled.
we shall be on alert.
Trailblazer. Could you be so kind as to plot your course on roll 20 using
Ooh, so we want to get there as fast as possible. Yeah. Yes, gang.
I mean,
Or do we want to
I wouldn't mind
explore a bit?
taking the long route. But I mean, it's up to you guys.
Well, we've learned it's not that long of a journey. Perhaps we can enjoy it at least a little.
No, it's my first time here. I don't remember any of this. I don't know if it's all like this kind of scenery, but I don't know. Don't you want to have a chance to just be in this world?
Yes.
Like, I feel like I've been alive for like 2 and a bit days. Isn't that a weird feeling?
Yeah.
Especially when you say it.
Yeah, new.
Yeah. So let's see the world. So I guess
Well,
we want.
hold on. Let's see the world. This is only a 2-day journey. There's not so much to see here. Other
I
than
think
the
so,
main
like,
road.
what is
one.
the surrounding? Is there anything that might be interesting to see?
In Olyandae, it's pretty boring. Even like, and you even just gather that from the conversations that you were having. Like, all the interesting stuff of the world seems to exist outside of the borders. Potentially, from what they were saying to you, like safety reasons, kind of over the years, like they pushed out all the dangerous stuff so that it doesn't grow or it doesn't live outside of the border. But that kind of takes away all of the beauty of nature, other than what's left. There are trees, there are bushes. You see like little insects and stuff if you look close enough to the ground. There's just this grass and ashen earth surrounding you for what seems to be, miles and miles and miles.
I feel like something like see the tree line for a bit and then like wank. Yeah. It's the longest part. Or like this. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, those are pretty different. There's a decent amount of ground that you're not covering near the tree line. So which one? You think you're going to take this path, plot that path, or this path? Or do you want to plot like this path and then
Or
make the
be like,
decision?
yeah. Or we could do like the full thing
Well,
and take the shortest. I'll do like, we could do this. We could either see a little bit of the trees, cut across at a short point, and walk at the safe route, see more, and cross at the midpoint, which is probably the longest, or walk all the way around and take the shortest distance from the tree line. Maybe we'll have the cover of the trees.
I think if you see one tree, you've seen them all. Honestly, we should perhaps cross closer to the border, see that, and then once we're at Bothos, we can maybe take just an excursion to go out and see the trees, rather than when there's more security there. No.
So we're looking like this. Yeah. Straight to the barrier. Walk alongside.
well, that would
should
be
give
the
us
safer
a-
option.
I
That's
kind of want to
safer,
see a
and-
little bit of the tree line, though.
but we will be able to see the trees in Bothos. Bothos sits as close to the tree line as Olyandae was. I mean, as Kisasi. The
Great.
journey does not end at Bothos.
Safe and fast we go.
You gotta get past the barrier too.
So yeah, we'll take the shortest distance straight to the barrier.
Okay.
Walk alongside it.
2d6 plus your wisdom.
I didn't. Oh yeah.
I had that dirty 12, but
Okay.
no,
No, yeah.
no,
That's
no.
why I was saying.
No,
I knew I was going to forget that you rolled a 12.
I'm you down to roll again.
No.
No.
You just want to fail so you get experience.
You caught me, you bastard.
On a 10 plus, the trailblazer reduces the amount of time it takes to reach your destination. So I guess if it's 12 hours, I'll give you guys like 9 or 10 instead of 12. And then because you're plotted a very short course, we'll just make it down to an 8. It'll be 8 hours instead of 12. Because you are very much hugging this wall.
Is there a racer?
Yeah, I can get rid of. I don't know why sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not working this time around. Oh, it's only working on what I drew, even though I'm on the player screen. Whoops, I have to have a GM screen and then share the player screen. It's very not confusing at all. So give me 1 second. So you are hugging the wall.
Yes, sir.
So we will erase the rest. And finally, Mr. Quartermaster, if you would be so kind.
Yes, sir. Mr. Aladdin, sir. It's only a 5 from me.
Oh,
All
plus
right.
whiz.
Can I
Plus whiz.
It was 4 plus my 1 wisdom.
Oh no. EXP. EXP. EXP.
Woo!
So
Getting
you
jealous.
can aid.
13 EXP, amazing.
Be like level 7.
Oh, but you might not fail. Well, what does he have to get for trailblazing?
7 to 9.
So I got a 9 on my aid, which I don't think works. Oh no. Oh no, yeah, no, that makes it worse. My bad.
Eat all the food.
Your aid. Do I not have that right here? Is it called aid?
It's called aid or interfere. So when you help or hinder someone you have a bond with, you roll.
Oh yes.
It says
Help or
roll plus
hinder.
bond. Do Nameless and I have a bond already? And if does that translate as like a bonus? Like I'm confused.
We do have a bond.
We had
the
one.
proof of friendship, which we're looking for proof of our friendship. We're looking to create it, actually.
Yeah. I offered to help carry some stuff. But yeah, I need a 10 plus, and then they get a +1 or a -2, my choice.
7 to
but I
9. You
got a
also
9.
expose yourself to
Yeah.
danger, reputation, or cost. I'll say you just like you take their words a little bit too much to heart of like not worrying about food. You haven't walked this much ever, as far as your guys are concerned. Like you've been alive 2.5 days.
Who's hungry? And just handing out
food, water,
Like
and
eating as I'm plotting the course.
we'll say you make it to
Bikini is like, oh, can I hold anything? Well, of course. I hand you like a bunch of food, all the rations.
We'll
Thank
say
you,
that.
Fred. I thought I was think of it as a gift and just start like eating all of it.
This is a gift. You ask to hold things for him. You're like, oh, a gift. So you eat through half of your rations, and then you eat through the other half because Brent failed his original roll and Pekinyu made it worse.
So Pekinyu ate all the rations?
Half becomes
We got no
all.
more rations.
I mean, Pekinyu eats most of them, but like as a party, you kind of just the nameless one doesn't really keep track of what's left. He's like, yeah, sure, we have a lot more. Here you go, have some more water. Maybe like using some water to like wet your hands because like you tripped and like your hands got a little bit of dirt on them. You're like, yeah, ooh, wash
Sure
my
can make
fur.
more, right? Right?
I don't think he's even thinking of that, honestly.
And then I'm going to ask Pekinyu to roll for me. It's going to be a D8.
A D8.
Excuse
Wait, I only have D6s at hand. What the fuck?
I caught
Oh, you tricked
lacking.
me, you
And a
asshole.
D12.
Now you gotta
Should
wait.
have waited until he came back.
Bamboozling us with your
You're
other
grumbling.
dice.
All right. And do I get XP for the failed aid?
Yeah, you both. Oh wait, no, you rolled a 7, so it's technically not a fail. But in terms of helping, it's a fail. Only the nameless one gets experience.
Oh,
Interesting.
Level 3 yet, nameless one?
I have a question about leveling up.
Yes.
You only gain one of the moves from your class, right? There's nothing else that happens?
Oh, we should check. Yeah, we should check that on the.
When you gain a level from 2 to 10, choose from these moves. So those are your advanced moves. I forgot to send you the PDF. I printed it out. Give me a second. Roll your 8 and your 12.
Is there an order to these, or
just give me the each one? I will say
Okay.
for Brent, GM folders, Ash and Blood,
I'll wait.
extra classes, nope. Play sheets.
Yeah, I have the moves, by the way, for
Oh, okay.
level,
Perfect.
and I've already picked one.
I will say, don't tell me. Well, don't tell me on camera. You can tell me, or you cannot tell me.
I'll tell you tonight when we make camp.
Did you have enough to level up that night that you were sleeping before you took your weapon out of the fire?
Yes.
That could have counted as.
Yeah, that's okay. We'll do it. We'll do it the next
So we
round.
can do it tonight. I will also. You mean you're an excellent storyteller, so whenever you see fit to reveal your new abilities, you can just do so. So yeah, D8 and D12, please.
Yes, the D8 is a 6.
Okay.
And the D12 is a 4.
Okay.
Is this good or bad?
It just is. It is
Okay.
what it
Just
is. Throughout your traveling, as you hug this inner wall, Basilar still hears the rattling. Every like measurable distance that you take, maybe like every hour and a half so far, it's just kind of there. And you almost think it's making itself known. There's no rhyme or reason to it. It just kind of happens, and it's loud enough for you to hear, and then it stops. And there's no movement seen. There's no events that happen associated with it, but it's just kind of there. Again, you're keeping your eyes out, so nothing's getting the jump on you or anything, but it's very much still always staying just as far away as it was an hour before. And Pekinu, you hear a great crack and snap, like just something like shredding through a very, very hard, dense object. So the object itself like just cracks, but then there's also this like incredible snapping that happens, and you see this great black tree. You're hugging the wall, so like this is like you're only getting like the color kind of the tree.
Okay.
Fall from the tree line like closer towards you, but again you're so far away from it that it's not like it's close to you. It just falls in that direction.
I pointed out pretty much as soon as I hear it if it's that loud, but it's like all the way across because we're hugging like this wall.
Yeah,
and
so it's
all
like
the
it's
way across the
far.
plains. There's like a tree that falls that I hear. I think because we didn't really hear what Basilar was hearing, right?
No, I'll
I
say
think my ears perk up and I go, Basilar, is that what you've been hearing?
I shall try and see, because for me it was more of a rustling. This seems more of like crashing. It's like thrashing. So
such a loud noise.
You like kind of you and we'll say that Basilar and Pekinu look, and like the great bush of the tree, like all the leaves and stuff. You see those like move, and then like move like this, like the tree's being like swung side to side by something, and then it just gets like yoinked. And this is all like you're so far that the fact that you can see this means it's a huge tree,
right?
And the fact that it's a huge tree obviously means that something big is behind it, moving it like just and it's gone.
I think Bikini thinks for certain there are things in the trees beyond the tree line.
I agree. We should keep an eye out.
Good thing we're on this side, right?
Exactly.
You feel
Good
very
job,
safe.
Nameless.
And you kind of restart your journey, and Pekin, you again, you notice a little gathering of objects near the wall, a few paces ahead.
Okay. I can't make them out.
No, maybe someone's pack that they left behind, or something like that. Something that's not of nature.
Well, if it's along like ahead of us, then I'll point it out. I believe there's something by the wall. Perhaps we can see it before we just check on it. Might be something useful, or perhaps somebody forgot something.
This wall being the barrier wall?
Yes.
How does the barrier look also? Like we touch it?
Ooh. Now are you asking, can you touch it, or are you touching it and then asking what happened? Those are two very different things.
Yeah. Well, like I want to like get my hand like close to it and see like as how it reacts, but I tend to touch it.
Okay. So now that you're closer, it kind of has a dark purple. It's terrible to think in terms of like technology when you're describing things that are natural, but like you turn the opaqueness like pretty far down on a dark color. So like it's not like dark and solid, but like it's still opaque.
Okay, so but there is a bit of transparency to it.
Yeah. And so you can see like shapes and like colors, but everything is tinted dark purple. And there's a little like rippling of rainbow somewhere in between or on the outside or on the inside of this wall. Kind of just like ripples up from the ground upwards. But the general hue is purple. And yeah, it looks like it's something that untangible. So you put your hand out and it kind of like gives way, like it makes space for you to put your hand kind of further into the wall.
But at no point is his hand actually touching the barrier.
No, like it approaches it and it kind of like pushes itself back where his hand and his arm is.
Oh, I like pull my hand back.
And yeah, the wall goes back.
Strange. Well, looks like we do need help to get through. Wait.
Well, like you kind of saw that like it was making way for like your hand, and like as your arm is getting closer, like that part of the wall is like pushing back, and it didn't push back against you.
Maybe you can just walk through.
Can I like poke a javelin through?
The javelin just goes through. It doesn't react to the javelin.
Oh.
Wait, be careful. You might actually be poking somebody else like on the other side of the wall. So
Like wave it around a little bit.
No resistance, as if it's just the air in front of you.
pull it back, blood.
Let's push Olem into the barrier.
Oh, do you want to resist this? Or
no.
It makes room for you, and then your whole body, goes in, and it comes back, and you're inside the wall for a moment. Although you look down, your feathers kind of look purplish, your wraps look a little purplish, and there's like a little ringing in your head.
Can I push forward?
Yeah, you go to take a couple steps forward, and the ringing suddenly just there is no slow progression. It's just low ringing to it just takes over all of you. All of you're ejected from this wall at breakneck speed. Just
Whoa. Oh, Fred Bikini, that wasn't fun.
How far is he ejected?
He is ejected. I'm gonna say
the tree line.
No.
Just launched across the flames.
Yeah, a half day's journey.
So if this is 12 hours here,
We figured out a way to fast travel.
Gomu gomu no.
Bash into the shield at the right angle to get.
He's like an
Cruise
hour away from you of distance.
What?
He gets bounced an hour away.
Like in terms of like how far you guys have been traveling.
Can I stop him from going flying? No, not at all. It's way too fast.
No. And then the
So
wall.
we just see him get launched.
What the fuck?
So you're in the air for a while, and you're
Can I like take it in? I'll like flap a little bit, like it's beautiful.
yeah. I guess for a while it is beautiful.
You're enjoying it.
How quick is the launch? Is it like a slow motion thing, or is it
How
like
hurt
he goes
is he?
in and then suddenly just...
Yeah, let's get to how hurt he is eventually. Hold on. It's like an elastic being like stretched and then being like let go at the
You
furthest.
see him get
stretch.
flung.
So like it's probably comical for like a couple seconds, but then he's like in the air for a long time.
Oh, I'm gonna try and flap, baby.
Like I say an hour. He's not in the air for an hour, but like by foot, it'll take you an hour to get as far as you've been
Oh
launched.
my
Yeah, he reaches terminal velocity.
Yeah.
basically.
What do you do? Like this isn't gonna be fun. You're in the air long enough to like think about what the hell you're gonna do before you potentially just perish. But like the wind is passing through maybe some of your feathers are like coming off. All the wraps are like becoming undone. What do you do?
Rendolan!
I get like launched upward too, right? It's not like, or is it just straight?
No. You're like
Straight along the ground.
There's an apex, and then now you're starting your descent.
I think if I'm able to hold on to a javelin and I'm flying enough, I want to like I quickly like tie some wraps around it, and if I could, I'm gonna like throw it towards the tree line, and grab on, and maybe.
You know that the tree line is like you don't have.
Oh,
enough
it's very
rope on
far,
you,
right? Is there
yeah.
any sort of tree? I want to like maybe try like grapple hook.
Yeah, yeah, sure. There's trees all over. You do know that you probably still get very injured.
Oh
but
yeah,
go
that's
ahead
fine. I'm prepared.
and roll to defy danger when you
Oh,
act
done.
despite imminent threat.
I feel like
Or-
Nameless was like touching the barrier and was like, "Oh my god!"
So acting fast against a threat is Dex. Using mental fortitude to face a threat. What does that? That's just like. willpower?
You're hurtling towards the earth. You're trying to
No,
like,
it'd be acting
try to
fast. It'd be
stay.
Dex. Not my forte. I get a +1. Oh come on. Where's my luck? Where's my luck point? 7. That's 8.
That is an 8. In this moment, I will allow you the chance to roll a d20. Right now, you're in the middling of success, but you can dig deep and attempt to roll a 20. If you critically fail on a 20, that's lights out for.
For Senor
good.
Olam.
Oh my god.
What happens if I don't roll the 20?
Then we'll just proceed with the.
Oh, you know what?
do it?
Let's do it. Let's do it. Why not? Why not?
Let fate decide.
That's a 19.
Yes!
That's a
Red
crit.
Eagle.
I believe you did that.
Shitty. Describe to me how your familiar presents itself to you and saves you.
What?
Man, I think I like fucking panic and like take like my like my wraps and tie it around the javelin quick and like chuck it as hard as I can, thinking I'm gonna like hit a tree and grab it. And it whiffs and misses something completely. And you see this like furry thing jut out from the tree line, this giant like furry thing with these massive wings go and grab it in its mouth and like catches me enough to kind of like save my trajectory. And you look at it, I don't know if you've ever seen a wombat. There's just like a big old thick rumpus hamster kind of mixed with a mantis. So he's got big old mantis wings and like the little nasty mandibles. And it like buzzes out and catches me. And I'm like floating, and he's enough to like swing me around and like bring me to the ground. I guess not so far, a little bit far, but not as far.
Well,
And
I
I'm
mean, I'll
able
say
to,
like it can fly, right? So it can potentially
Yeah.
just fly you back and
I don't know
drop
if it's
you.
like big enough to carry me or strong enough.
Say on a 19, you know, it's
Fuck yeah.
presented itself to you in this dire need, this dire moment.
So like I'm like launch and it grabs the javelin, like swings me back around, and then falls back, and I'm like trailing behind him. And then he like I let go and like roll in front of you guys. I'm like, wow, oh, that was wild. Heck.
It's
then
a
he
wombat mantis?
Yeah. Just like when it's molting, like it has mantis wings, a little bit of a mantis mouth.
But it's
Yeah.
like a big one.
It's gross. It's a little gross, but a little
Start
cute.
patting you down,
I
making
just
sure
looked it
you're
up,
not
and it's
hurt.
disgusting.
He's a little cute.
Wombats are cute. Mantises are nasty. And you
It
put them
doesn't
together
have
and you
any
have
like the
something to
mantis face, just like the mouth a little bit, just like
So not the face, the mouth,
and the
not-
and
wings,
the eyes,
and
and
the
the
wings.
eyes.
He's hairy and has an exoskeleton and has wings and has mandibles.
It doesn't have the little pincers. It has the little wombat hands, but it has a little mouth. There's one.
Yes, he's got mandibles and wombat hands.
Yeah. Yeah, and it like lands and sits on me. I'm like, oh yeah.
Wait, it's small enough to sit
I will
on
say,
you,
I
but
will
it
say-
stops you?
You definitely notice like
It drops me.
it increased in size,
Okay.
and then like it takes on this like kind of like green hue to it as it shrinks, and then it returns back to its normal color. You immediately you know this to be what you were searching for
My friend.
in the fire. Something was warming you up. There was just something that was missing, that was out there, that could fill that void within you, and this thing has filled it. You're pretty confident in like your nature skills at the moment. You know, this thing isn't like 100%
Yeah.
of the world.
I'm
of the
like
earth.
scratching his face. I'll call you Chumba Wombat.
You can't be serious. This is going to come along now after this is food for tonight.
He saved my life. He's not
No,
crack
no, no,
food.
no. It's clearly a new friend.
Scratching under his chin. Yeah.
Clearly.
Olim, does it have a name?
Yeah. Chumba Wombat.
Chumbo Wombat.
Was this the
It
thing
get,
that
like
was
shake its
following
little
us?
pistol paw.
He kind of reminds me of my masterpiece. Oh, why'd I say that? Oh,
You're what?
I don't know. Anyway, this guy's coming with us.
Is this what was following us?
Are you what was following us?
What sound does a wombat mantis make?
What
Lot
sound
of
does a
chittering.
wombat actually
I don't even
make?
know what sound a wombat makes,
I don't
actually.
want
It probably some sort of screaming. Chat, what sound does a wombat make?
Hurry, hurry.
Google.
Wombat.
What does a wombat Well,
They just yell. Yeah, they actually just
Google
yell.
search is wombat poop cube.
They actually
not a
just
sound.
like they like, they like yeah.
But there's a little few clicks in there because it's got the mandibles. Ooh, that's good.
These make a horrible sound. They just freaking screech.
Yeah, they just screech. He's my best
They're-
friend.
they're-
I'm
they're
gonna love
rodents.
her forever.
Chumba saved
yeah.
your life. I will allow them to accompany us till the end of time.
He still has the javelin in his mouth. Oh, come on, give it back to me, bud.
Yeah, if he's
Come
gotten
on.
smaller, how does he have the whole javelin? in his
Fine,
mouth?
take it.
Very like
Yeah.
unbalanced.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's just like
Like he's alone.
Like a
he's-
dog holding like
Yeah,
a whole
massive
Massive
screamer.
stick.
He's off knees, like
How
hovering
is
in
this
the
thing
air.
so
Mm.
domesticated? How is it so
I
docile?
mean, he's not that docile. Going flying away with the stick. Yeah, he'll come
Like,
back.
going back to the ground because it's too heavy now. It's horrible.
it's sitting on your shoulder as if it was nothing, like as
Mhm.
if it's normal. That's pretty domesticated.
But well, you know, sometimes creatures do weird things.
You see it like it grows in size again, like kind of like turning green on the outside, and then like just like throws the javelin up and then turns back down. And it
Run.
scurries back on your shoulder.
He's so
Don't get him hit.
sick.
You just don't want the javelin to come falling back down on our heads.
Oh, you're gonna catch that, right, buddy? Oh, okay. I'll go to catch it.
You okay? Are you trying to catch the javelin in midair, or are you just gonna pick it up where it falls?
Where it falls. I'll pick it up where it falls.
Maybe we
Those are
should
two
try
very
putting this creature in the barrier and see what happens.
No. He's coming
Shut
with
him
us,
into
and
the
that's
barrier.
final. I'm like covering his ears. Can't believe you would say that to Chumbo Wombat.
All right. I can't believe you would touch that.
He's cute.
I'm off my stuff.
So it's called Chumbawamba? What?
Chumbo Wombat.
Oh, okay.
Loves it. He
It
loves
sounds like
it.
like the turtles, man.
Is that a sound of delight?
Guys, he loves me. Quiet.
Hugging onto your head or something.
No, that's what I do.
He has a ferocity of 2, cunning of 2, instinct of 1, 0 armor,
Mhm.
and some other stuff.
So cool.
He can
that will come up.
camouflage. Ooh.
Tireless,
Yeah,
a scout and a guard,
but he's
trained,
stubborn.
but he's stubborn.
Yeah, I heard you.
You're so good at that.
Yeah,
That's the
this guy's
sound
gonna
that my
be my
soul
best
makes.
friend. I like pick him up and I look him in the face. You're my best friend. I'm sorry, friend, but and I'm shit. Never mind. Everyone's my best friend.
Squinting at Chum.
Anyway, yeah. What's we should keep going.
There's this strangeness. This is the first time you're encountering it, like an animal-like creature that doesn't
Yeah.
have a humanoid figure or intelligence.
That's true.
But like, especially for you, picking you, like weird, very weird.
Yeah.
But-
Like, next to Pekinu, and just like, so this is your ancestor. Are you its ancestor?
Bikini is unsure. It does not.
Don't
Oh,
think
no.
too much, little.
Perhaps
buddy.
we
Don't
should
worry.
put it in the barrier.
Okay, no one's putting Chumba in the barrier.
We might as well
Okay, I
try,
like-
Olim.
Grab him. No, you guys, you're pushing me in the barrier. I'm starting to think you guys don't have Wombat's best interests in mind.
Does it have interests?
Yeah, it loves me.
That seems
is
to be
it?
true.
Anyway, we're keeping him, and I'm going forward. I don't care what you guys say. I'll start like walking forward, hugging him.
Need to be fed.
Yeah, don't worry, we'll feed you. I'll feed you, little guy. We'll get into all sorts of shenanigans. Don't worry about them. Yeah. Yeah, I'll continue forward.
If only you could hear what it's saying.
Soon.
Oh no.
Eat us in our sleep.
You continue forward. You're keeping the same pace as you were before, only temporarily hindered by this little moment. And you come across the gathering of objects, like I had said earlier.
The bundle of stuff.
The bundle of stuff. I think
Half-eaten people. It looks like it was some sort of wombat mantis bite.
Pequeno had noticed it, so I would give you the opportunity to first come across it if you wanted to not do so as a group, or the scout, who is probably always just a little bit ahead of everyone. Or
No, well, I
approach it
pointed
as
it
a
out. I
party.
think it's best if we approach it together.
Okay.
But if maybe perhaps I could discern realities like before we reach it to see if I can actually make it out.
Oh,
Sure.
yeah.
Sweet.
Attaboy.
Discern realities is wisdom. Okay. No bonus. That is a 9. Me and the 9s.
Very nice.
Which is
That's
ask only one.
question. Yep.
Take +1 forward when acting on the answers. What happened here? What is about to happen? What should I be on the lookout for? What here is useful or valuable to me? Who's really in control? And what here is not what it appears to be? I think that with the introduction of the Chumbawamba,
Yeah.
a little on edge maybe now. So I'll ask like well, what happened here recently? I think that's just. I'll give me the most answers.
Okay.
What happened?
What happened? Was it indeed the mantis?
You instinctively take a couple quicker steps than the rest of your party just to be ahead enough to get the jump on something if it presents itself, because you are on edge. You see what looks like clothes and bones.
Bones.
Oh.
A pack of sorts, and something
Do I know what bones are?
shiny. Yeah, I think you know what bones are.
Okay.
You don't know what their value is compared to worms.
Yeah,
But-
in comparison to the worms.
It seems to be a perished body, but very old. So something happened here. This thing died a long time ago.
Okay.
No rotting flesh or anything like that. Just like bones.
Old money.
A corpse. Another traveler, perhaps.
There's like a human skull or like a humanoid skull.
Where the skull would be, you see it's tattered and maybe like some moths got to it or something. It looks like a red hat of some sort on where the skull would be. So it's like covering like the top half, but it looks to be skull shaped. Pretty small though.
I move it.
And
Like you move the hat.
Yeah.
You take this hat. It's like a long pointed red hat,
no,
and it comes off this small body.
a red cap, you might say.
And
Oh no.
There's a satchel. There's like a some sort of garb. It's like a coat. You know, everything is like, you know, has holes in it and it feels like worn. But they're wearing like a blue and gold coat with like a white, roughly undershirt and tight black pants, but tight to bones. You know, who knows?
But that looks strange, right? Like we haven't seen clothes like
No,
that before.
no robes, no none of like the traditional kind of weavings of fabrics and stuff like that.
Take them.
And the arms look like they were on like a satchel, but over time, like the satchel's kind of just there, and the arm bones are on the floor.
What's in
but
the
Pequeno, you saw like something shiny near where its hip would be.
Yeah, I think if we're sort of all around it, it'll like start moving bits of like the fabric and clothes and just investigate a little bit what that shiny bit is.
Who's investigating the body directly?
I mean, I would if there's any like identifying features or like clothing or anything that might have some things in them.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna keep watch while they're looking.
Yeah, Pequeno's looking at the shiny thing and the nameless one.
If everybody's, I think I'm like crouched down looking at it, maybe not interacting, just while they're doing their own thing. I think that this is the first dead thing they've seen.
Yeah.
And it was like humanoid, which is doubly interesting.
So, Basilar, you see a compass.
Do I know what a compass is?
No. Like you know what it is, so you know what you find. But you know, this like heavy metal.
But Basilar himself finds like a circular like device that has a needle that's just like kind of swaying a little bit.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the needle still sways when you move it. You find a rolled up parchment.
A map.
Perhaps. A couple daggers. What looks to probably be rations from long ago. An extra change of clothes from long ago. And that's about it. There's like a hole in the satchel. Perhaps there was more at one point, like a big hole kind of at the bottom. And so whatever was here is kind of like what was left.
Which hasn't been scavenged potentially as well.
And mon ami, Monsieur Pequeno, there's this little like holster, not made of metal. It looks to be made of like tree shavings or something like very natural, all woven together very tightly around this object that like just at the edge it like shines when light hits it. But everything else around here is like very dull and worn. But that shimmer is of something that's like unaffected by the passing of time. But it's like secured at the hip. And
I immediately pull it out.
You go and you touch it. You touch the carved handle of whatever this thing is. And you pull it out. And it is a black blade that at once seems to like take in the light into itself, but then also reflect it back out, kind of like at different angles. It's not a flat blade. It's very much like it has different edges all around it, except for the sharp edge on its side and the point. And it seems to be made of a similar substance to the mask that you saw being handed to the nameless one.
Obsidian.
An obsidian blade.
Like holding it up.
The exact characteristics of which I won't. I'll leave to you to describe because this was something of your own invention.
Hmm.
You can choose to do so right now, or perhaps you can stow it down.
Well, you had described the mask like they chipped off part of it to reveal like the shiny.
Yeah. I don't know if you've ever seen like obsidian carving.
Yeah, well, I know it. I know what you're describing,
Yeah.
but I'm like wondering if like the whole blade has just like all these like uneven facets on it because it's been like chipped into the shape of like a rough blade.
Yeah.
But maybe like where the light hits it, it's like right on the edges of each of these facets, and it kind of gives like a golden like hue of like lines coursing through it. And maybe that changes depending on the time of day. Like sometimes it's gold, sometimes it's bluish or purplish.
Nice.
That's
And
cool.
sort of just like has like an iridescent sheen to it.
Okay. So like the flat parts, it's like the light doesn't bounce off of it, but like the edge.
Just the tips meet of like where it was cracked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that a lot.
How fascinating.
Weapon.
Just like a little like enamored with it, just kind of staring at it.
And the nameless one, like you see, maybe like you guys are like, oh, like bones. This thing must be. There's probably some extra conversation being happened that you're all sharing. That you're seeing this dead body for the first time. But like you see some like life in this body. Like some like features in the skull. It kind of like fades in and out, but nobody seems to be describing like like a blue color behind the eye sockets, or like a little dimpled chin.
Wait,
like
is
you
it
see them
shrunken head? Like, does it look like it's dry? Like it's
no,
just
no, it just looks like a
bones,
small, a skeleton of a small humanoid
Okay.
creature. But the nameless one seems to be like seeing these features that nobody else seems to see.
I see.
I think I cover my good eye. Was it this eye?
So what do you envision? Because this is another thing of your heart that I wish to do justice. So what happens when you cover your other eye?
Well, I think when we originally did this, I had to like focus. It's almost like casting a spell.
Okay.
So I think just by covering the eye, it's those shimmerings are more pronounced. It's almost like the rest is what's shimmering, like the real world is what's shimmering. And so I start to get maybe a little bit of like more of a picture of like what could be there.
Okay.
But I think that if I want to see, then I'm going to have to spend some time doing like trying to see.
You can determine the sex pretty quickly. It's a female. The features are not of something that you've seen, but everything is small, but not shrunken over time. Small, but just naturally small, kind of like Panya. Pekinu's not small, right? He's like
He's 4 foot, 4'5" or something.
Yeah, so small, but no animal features, no fur is coming to you. Just a woman, and there's this like harshness to her. It just kind of comes through visually. That this was like a harsh person.
So I think having like this inkling. I should go in the light. Having this inkling, of what's going on in this kind of mode, I think that I'll stand up, stretch, and then just kind of like state aloud, let me see if I can catch a glimpse of what this is. It was a woman once, a small woman. And then I'll like legit close one eye and then do the kind of like focus thing of like trying to see the past or see the death that's here.
Okay. We'll do 2d6. This is kind of like a spout lore, right? But you're just using this more magical aspect to spout lore, like from somebody else's life. So it'll be plus intelligence, and I will give you it'll be a best of roll. So re-roll the lowest, and take the highest of the two.
So that's a 10. So we can re-roll the 4.
Yeah.
That's a natural 12 on the die.
Nice.
Hey, even better.
You probably see like my eye like ting.
Yeah,
Okay.
visually, what like does something actually happen to you outside?
So I think for the two who like have maybe a bit less magic power, it is just like a ding, like a diamond star almost of light as I like look at it. But maybe Basilar, being a little bit more tuned in, sees that there's like that shimmery sheen that I see is probably like reflected in the eye. So if you look really closely, it's like you can almost see what I'm seeing.
Nice.
Because it's there. It's in the eye.
And it's being reflected off of like the color associated with this is red.
Oh wait, red's coming there. For those who are
those who are wondering, everything does seem to be hued in some sort of color, as you guys are slowly realizing. It doesn't seem to be random, but nonetheless, this kind of like red mirrored vision that you're taking in, I guess it would be Olam, kind of seeing things, but fully being seen by the nameless one is a woman on a ship with a similar looking man in a red hat. They seem to be drinking and hugging and laughing together. You hear the words brother and sister being uttered between them. So you see them to be family related. These names flash in your mind of Fred and Jane. And then there is this great sadness that flashes through you as they are torn apart. And this woman, she holds in her hand the second half of a map that seems to be utterly useless to her. And so she just rolls it up and stows it away. She sails the seas once more, and you see her looking out, not at anything physically, but looking for her lost brother. And she's riding with a guide, and you see this woman with brown skin and kind of tattered clothing, long brown hair, and very well equipped with weapons and armors. Guides her to the shores of a place whose fauna and flora kind of seem similar to what you've been seeing here. And she travels through. You see Losh. She loses things that she's had on her, weapons, perhaps rations, things that are important. But she clutches to this second half of the map all along, even though you knew it to be utterly useless to her. Um, she makes it past a large group of these men and women, uh, very muscle bound, very ferocious, and you see her being chased out of a tree line, um, utterly lost, uh, very confused, very hungry. Um, but I think through her eyes, like you see some stuff like, and you can correct me if that's not how you want it to be, but like you see it through her eyes, but some things you see like outside of herself. Maybe it's like her remembering things happening to her from an outside perspective, or perhaps you're just seeing it from outside of herself. And so you're kind of like flashing back in between. And when you're in her, you're feeling the emotions that she's feeling, of feeling like your heart start to beat fast as she's running. And
Has anyone ever seen Chaos Walking with Tom Holland?
Yeah.
There's something that they call it's like a multicolored, almost like aura effect of like it's
I've
what
seen
you're
clips
thinking.
of that. Yeah.
So it's probably like that, where it's like, I feel like I'm always a little bit third person watching her and having like that feeling, but then as I'm watching her, it's like a thought can like become more real, and then probably sometimes a thought like to speed it along, almost like as it'll like a thought will happen and then she'll like fade, and then the thought is the thing that I'm following now, and then it's like, you know, a different version of her at a different time.
And
Cool.
she reaches for a fruit from a tree, and it rots in her hand. And she digs in the earth looking for something, and nothing comes up. And you feel this deep weakness kind of like set over you, and then suddenly it's her, and she lies by this opaque barrier, holding on to the bag and succumbing to the end. And then you are back.
The eye glows less. Well, seems that she died after a long voyage, after having been chased by what seems like the Black Locust.
How do you know that?
I like touch the side of my face with my eye. Seems that I can see a little bit further, a little bit into what is without life. And like, I think you see plain on my face that it's like, it's confusing a little. Like, I'm puzzling through this, obviously, but that it seems natural. Like, something bid me to look, and to look deeply.
Peculiar.
All right. So that means the black locust does come out to this distance from the forest sometimes.
I don't believe they chased her past the tree line in the vision. I think that she got stuck here, tired, perhaps wounded, and just succumbed to the elements. Who has the map, the like piece of parchment that she had?
I do. So like I found this on her person, and I'll open up the rolled piece of parchment.
Yeah. Can we still see what's on? Like, how long has it been? Kind of, because my vision doesn't let us know how long it's been, so I have no idea how long. You know, these bones say that it's been a long time. Just their state.
The map is brittle as you unroll it slowly, and the markings are very faded, but you see the edge of a continent, and you see, well, you don't exactly see the word the Ashlands on it, but you know of the name, and so the markings that are left by you figure that it says the Ashlands. Like, if somebody didn't know that word, they wouldn't be able to read it. But because you know the word, you see the A and the S and then a D later on and some markings, and you figure it's part of a map of the Ashlands. And then there's something that's carved in. It looks like an E, R, and an S somewhere else on the map. But you think that like that's connected to perhaps a bigger piece on the other side of the map.
Does our map show the whole continent, or is it just a like section of land?
It pretty much shows the Roll20 portion, but the inside is not as well marked. And then it's just like, don't go here kind of area until the end.
Okay, so it doesn't show the
But yeah, it doesn't show
contour of the
the
continent itself.
No.
Okay.
And just by the
So
size
it's
of the
like-
parchment, you think that like the sizing is even different. Like you wouldn't be able to like line it up.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, can I line up this to the what we have? But okay.
Interesting.
We might be able to like recopy this onto something that's seen better days, but right now I think we should be pretty careful with this. I think it's going to break or could fall to dust at any moment.
Good find.
Agreed. Perhaps if we turn the map over, we can make a crude drawing on the other side until we have an actual other piece of parchment to copy it to.
Do you mind? Like I can grab the map and just do a rough sketching.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's finish that up when we get to Bothos.
That's tomorrow.
We could see one more day. No, I feel like a sitting duck out here. Correct. I'll be like my eyes peeled at the tree line, looking out.
What time of day is it now? Like, should we go more? Should we stop?
I will say you can make it to the halfway mark between where you started and where you're finishing. Well, no, because now it's 8 hours, so you'll be a little bit closer by the time that the sun is going down.
I think we should push on into the night.
We wouldn't be at this exact spot, though.
No, you still have a couple hours left of travel to make it to well, sorry, you still have a couple of hours left of travel in daylight, I should say. And once the daylight ends, you will be like maybe 4 hours away from both those.
Okay. Walking 4 hours in the pitch black of night seems like a bad idea. And if we were to make light, we would be very visible, very findable.
But so much plains. It's like pretty open too. Eh?
Very open.
Yeah, but if we put our back to the barrier, then
We
that's
can
one
see them coming.
less point they can get to us at.
Yeah. I say we press on.
You would like to continue as well.
We can go until it's the sun's down, but I think after the sun's down, it's probably best to camp.
No night walk. We make some torches. We could see if someone's coming.
No, we wouldn't be able to.
Let's look at it
Torches
this
would
way.
blind us.
If they came for us and we were still, a few hours out from both those, even 2 hours out, there's no way that we would be able to run in the darkness and get all the way there. I think it's better to, use the veil of night to sleep, rest, hide.
If we can find a place to hide.
Well, no sense dawdling. Let's carry on and see if we can see something.
Very well.
Very well indeed. The rest of the day goes by without activity. We've encountered the rolled encounters, and so you can make camp as you wish, under either like the shade of a tree or the protection of a large tree, or behind some tall bushes, something like that, near the wall, so that at least one side of you is covered. And we can just be in camp if there is anything needed to be done before bedtime.
Well, I think before we make camp, it's like this is a good spot to make camp. Should we stop, or must we really continue into the night?
We're hidden by the bushes, and we can set up by the barrier so nothing can get us from that direction. I think it kind of covers us from two ends, and now we just have to keep an eye out on. We have less vulnerabilities here.
The make camp we shall cry. Making camp.
Bikinu slept very much the previous night, so he will keep an eye out.
I'll take watch with you, bud. Correct.
Oh,
Friend.
But will your little thing be with us?
Of course.
Oh,
Scratch him.
perhaps I will watch over there.
Do we chance a fire, or do we leave it dark?
No fire, no fire.
Though I would like to use up whatever's left of the light to just maybe do that sketch now.
Do it up.
Then I shall make a fire now, so that we have some coals at least for the night.
Works for me.
Thou shall post up in a tree.
So before it gets too dark, I would like to make a little fire, and I want to use my new move.
Okay.
Wait, the grenade?
We're over here!
Throw a grenade at the barrier.
Yo, gets ejected.
The grenade gets ejected. Oh yeah.
We'd probably go through.
Oh shit, you're right, actually.
I just want to be like, he's over there, and just throw it the other way.
When you start making the fire, though, I scuttle off.
Scuttle, eh?
Yeah, same. Right to a nice high tree to take my watch.
Where does Bikinu scuttle to?
Let's take watch someplace, just away from, just a little ways off.
Then we will
From
roll.
Chumbawamba, huh? Does somebody have a problem with Chumbawamba?
Yeah, it's the complete opposite direction of Chumbawamba.
Let's roll that burning brand.
Is it
Brand?
brand?
Don't burn brand!
It's been through enough. It's got 5 nostrils.
Unless there was another, unless you were trying to use your eye move.
Yeah, Zuko style is wisdom.
My brand.
So burning brand is con, which is better.
You said it.
Specialized.
Yeah, so let's do burning brand to try and make a fire.
Hungry.
Oh, you can make the fire. I won't make that a problem for you.
I want to know how cool my fire is.
Well, if you fail, it might be a disastrous.
Oh no.
But okay.
Burn the prairie.
Do it. Do
But
it.
'cause you wanted to use the weapon move, right? Or did you just want to make a fire?
No, I want to use my level up move.
Oh, sorry. I thought you wanted to
Brand new
make a grenade. Okay.
No. So I'll make a fire then and not have it be a disaster. If you'll let me. And then what I would like to do is all of you see me kind of like meditate there in front of the flame. And what I would like to do is use Lore of Flame. So when I stare into a source of fire looking for answers, I roll wisdom on a hit. You tell me something new and interesting about the current situation.
Okay.
And so in this situation, the new and interesting thing I think I'm looking for like the situation is Bothos. I want something that will help us as we arrive, essentially. Looking for some insight. So. That's a 10.
Hey, hot. Hot 10.
Holy
Oh yeah.
shit.
Name
You give me good detail, it says.
good. Give him
Good
good.
detail.
Give this man good detail.
I'm gonna give you good. Literally, that's good.
Yes.
Good detail.
If you
Is the
already
other
know
tier
all there
bad
is to
detail?
know, the GM will tell you that. Okay, so you can potentially use this to be like, "Is there anything else we're missing?" And I just be like, "No,
Exactly, yeah.
you got everything." Cool. Okay.
But in good detail, you have to say no. You don't have to say anything. Not just no.
So you're looking into the fire, and something looks back at you. You think for a moment, but then you realize it's just someone else looking into a fire. It's this weird, like you're looking at them, they're looking at you, but you're both just looking into fire. It's a similar party setting up camp of travelers of different sizes and shapes. There's another kind of like more reptilian among them, a very, very tall, pale woman, and someone like you, but not like you. Similar features, but different hue on their skin. They seem to be in a position of leadership. You see them setting up the tent like you did, and making the fire, and in the morning covering up their putting out the fire, putting out the embers, and making their way to both those. And you see the ones, like the reptilian one, and there's another like very stout looking man with a lot of hair on his chest and his beard and the top of his head. They cover themselves, they hood themselves, and they make themselves kind of smaller, while the tall pale individual, the tall pale woman with white hair, and the similar person to you, they expose more of themselves, and they very distinctly do not carry anything on them. Everybody else is carrying the packs and the tents and everything, and they lead their way to Bothos. I don't think you see them arrive, but you perhaps see the intention behind their actions of those who seem to be of this area, presenting themselves as they are, unarmed, while the others stay hidden, but make themselves small and stay behind. And so you believe that perhaps the custom here is not to come in, guns blazing, not to come running in and have all of you kind of like jolly. Perhaps choose some of you who seem to be the least offensive to those who would be of this area, and the rest of you would potentially just stay in the background.
Okay, I make a note of that, and to talk with the party members in the morning about it. And I think the last thing I do with the dying light and the dying light of the coals and embers that we get to sleep by, so they're not too bright, is just chip away at the obsidian mask. Yeah, I think I just like generally like lines like this, like some dots and stuff. Almost like avian. I think seeing the reptile person maybe a little bit draconic in nature, almost like there's something there of like fire and like dragons, but it's unclear.
Okay. And maybe like halfway through the night, you hear what sounds like rain, but like very small droplets of rain hitting your camp from your tent, like from the side. Who would be on watch throughout like half the night? Like the halfway point.
Hola.
Ola?
Hola.
Oh, okay. All right,
So
Ola.
close to my name.
Are you outside of the tent?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
while you're on your watch? Like,
Yeah,
are you like fully outside, or are you?
Yeah, I'm
just...
definitely no. I'm away.
I think
from
I'd be
it,
outside
doing-
too. I wouldn't be in the
Okay.
tent. I'd be in the tree as well.
Through the tree, you feel nothing. You perhaps sleep through your rest. Bikinu, you're buffeted by this light dusting of sand, not ashen earth, not dirt, but like very clearly sand.
So
Which
raining sand?
potentially you just think is like small, very small rocks. I don't know if like you have clear memories of sand.
Oh, the beach, I guess.
Well, even like the beach here is like ashen, like ground
Mm.
that has these weird properties to it. But this is like just sand,
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's like
With
a
pocket
dust storm.
sand.
Okay.
and it's dark out, so you don't like see much else. But like it kind of like just hits you from the side
Mm.
a few times, and then it dies out.
Oh, okay. I don't think I'm too bothered by it because I have like a pretty thick coat of fur.
Yeah.
Maybe just like get some of the sand particles out of it.
And perhaps there's a little bit of music somewhere around you.
Oh.
But that is where we will end our tale tonight.
EXP.
Yeah! Please keep reminding me. As soon as we're done, I'm ready to be like, hit transition. Get it out of here.
EXP.
Any bonds that have been fulfilled or have been begun?
Not yet.
No.
We have not reached our first destination, and Bikinu, I don't think we've done too much yet.
No. You gave me a gift of food.
Yes. You gratefully ate it.
Yeah. But we were busy with the journey, so.
Okay. Did we learn something new and interesting about the world?
There's a red cap here
Uh-huh.
from Jam.
Apparently Fred's got a fucking sister. Why that family? You couldn't give Dick a fucking family member. No, it had to be Fred.
Well, I think it makes it sadder with knowing what happened to Fred. So yeah.
I wrote
Just
about
screw
this
Fred.
character on September 5th, 2022.
What?
This was like you guys were supposed to travel with Georgina Jane towards the Ashlands looking for her brother. I scrapped that. So you know what? She'll show
She's
up just like
dead.
her brother, a pile of bones.
He's not Bones.
What was he?
He was like the mummy in the tree there,
Oh, right,
reaching
right,
for the map with the memories of Adu
The
and
poor
Dick.
Jane family.
Yeah.
Okay, it's just a vacuum sealed bones, okay?
Did we overcome a notable monster or enemy? No.
The
You guys
mantis
avoided a
wombat.
notable monster or enemy. Very smart.
The barrier.
Yeah. That was crazy, man.
Did we loot a memorable treasure?
A little bit, yeah. That
Yeah.
body, the map.
Compass.
Obsidian
Compass,
blade.
obsidian blade. Okay, 3 experience, everyone.
Yo.
And if
That's
you
a
level
level
up, think about your level up. As you
How
will
much
be
do we need to
leveled.
level up? 8.
What was it? 7 plus your level?
7 plus 1 if you're level 1.
Yeah, 7 plus your level.
Yep.
I just got to 8. Ooh.
Thank
I'm
you,
about to
everyone.
be Level 3. I need one more experience.
What are we doing Thursday? I'm going to be here.
It's Agleron.
Okay, Agleron.
Ah, yeah.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
If you're watching this live or on YouTube, please come on Thursday at 7:30, March 28th. Otherwise, it'll probably be up on our YouTube if you're over there. Thank you
That's
for
right, all
checking
you
out our
kinky
YouTube.
people. You gotta wait till Thursday to come.
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
You can only come on Thursdays.
Speaking of come, you can come on by to our Twitter, our Facebook, our Instagram, our TikTok, our YouTube, as we had said. Those are probably the main ones. You can email us at info@TheHexagonTTRPG.com. I haven't gotten an email from any of you, so that'd be cool. come on by our Discord where we post gifts 2 times a week and notable news within the TTRPG universe. Is there anything anyone's got going on? Perhaps any new shirts being made?
In the
apparel?
works. Definitely gonna
In the
have like
works.
some hexagon stickers being made more in
Hell
batches.
yeah.
So those will be coming to you guys pretty soon. They look pretty hype. I wish I had one in arm's length. I might actually.
Anybody else want to plug some stuff?
Nay. Nay, Saray.
Nice.
I'll plug Drive Marketing. If you need marketing, we got you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
check it out.
Hey, we got stickers.
And some more cool stuff we're working on.
Very cool.
Yeah, so jump up by the Discord and keep up with the new, so you can be first in line.
Did we say what we're doing Thursday?
Yeah, Magdalena.
Okay. All right.
So, with that, we are the Hexagon. We are Hexagon.
Johnny,
Good night.